Hey, how's it going? Good evening. Welcome, welcome. Again here, this is Rock with Skeleton Shenanigans and checking in on a appears to be Braxis holdout match. This is your Nexus Gaming Series match versus I don't even actually know who this is versus, but I see it's double support. So, as you guys obviously are loading in and getting ready for this match, one of the big things you've got to look for is how do you want to do your lanes, how are you going to win, and what is your win condition. So, obviously having Rexar is huge on this map because he's able to hypothetically clear the lane and soak. So, or sorry, clear the lane and put his guy on the point. We see there is 2 top already. Ooh, there's Zagar at top. Interesting. Okay. I actually don't know if what they're going to do here is what they want. So Zagar can siege pretty hard, but Grey Mage, sure, the top should be fine. And then their 3-man bottom doesn't have enough clear. Like, you guys are literally already putting them at the gate. So as long as you don't get thrown over, you're going to be super happy. So, interesting. Okay, we'll have to see what they do. So, as you guys continue to be ahead on wave clear and be pressuring them. Yep. Oh, you got thrown over. Yep, you're dead. That's the one thing you gotta watch out for, is obviously we don't want to get thrown over. So you guys should win the bottom point most of the time into Garrosh. And then top, as long as Melkor lives, I don't think we're really going to do anything there. Let's quickly look at top for a little bit, just to see how things are going up there. So, okay. So more or less, Melkor, you're gonna lose your bear. Okay, you didn't lose him that time. So what you want to do if you're in this 2v1 situation like this, you just need to focus on getting the clear that you can get, because you're never going to be able to actually win the point. So as long as you keep the clear up, right, like bottom eventually should win, just because you're 4 versus 3 down there. So the fact that they tried to do it into Rexar means that they kind of don't understand the ideal for this double support, because you're about, you're about halfway down on your wall, and it's about halfway down on the wall. So everything's effectively even, except for the 4-man down here will get to siege and push a lot harder, especially with being able to shut down the buildings with Sylvanas and being able to siege the towers with Zul'jin. So as long as you continue to survive here, I think you'll honestly just slowly win. The one thing that is nice and what you can do, depending on timing of camps and things, is you can bring a Bradwing can TP up to help force a win on the point, as well as we can look to get a camp on the top side, depending on if we get a kill bottom and we're not able to siege. But I think your priority should be sieging. So we'll keep watching you up here just a little bit longer. So I don't like that you tried to engage on them there. Like, you can do damage, it's fine, but like you're trading resources. When you're 2v1 when you're 2v1, you need to make sure that you're holding onto your resources. So try not to hurt yourself or drain your resources too much. So yeah, so like right there you missed your stun. And then it's like, but even if you did land the stun, you're harassing a support, right? There's nothing else that you do. I would save the stun for help your clear. So right there, if you would have stunned with your clear, you would have gotten the minion and hit them. So that's the kind of stuff you're looking for when you're forced to be stuck at your wall. So again, let's reevaluate. So they've got the gate, so they're now starting to out-chip you. So it's not terrible, but it's obviously that's their advantage, right? In the lane that you're down a player, you're holding. So I do like that you're starting to force them to think about the point. I wonder if it's worth... No, it's not worth mana-wise. I was thinking it might be, is it worth to clear the creep? But it's probably not worth the mana you would use to clear the creep unless you can strategically do it. Like you can throw a bird or something diagonally. So good job putting the bear there, just to check. That's a waste, I wouldn't do that. Now you've got no mana, and you've got no tap. So you're kind of stuck. So Zagar is gone for a while. It means Zagar is probably doing the camp. There she is, she's back. So yeah, you're just going to slowly lose this, and there's nothing you can do. Okay, we're going to switch back to the other side. But overall, like, that's pretty much all you can do. So the fact that you're not losing the keep or losing the fort. That's what you got to do. So let's see down here. So down here, though, we need to make sure that we are putting pressure, right? Like, yes, it's hard to push into garage, but the walls are both down. So we're even. Yeah. So I didn't talk about it. I normally used to talk about it. I'll pause right now and talk about it. So every time you load into a game, you should talk about what is your win condition. How are you playing to win the game, and what are you guys going to do? So hypothetically, blue team here has a double support hypercarry Cassia, double support slash, team fight Zagara. So I'm just gonna say it's clunky. So Garrosh can work as a wall tank to be like part of your death ball, and so late game or even mid game, they might be able to just run at boss, and you may not be able, but you have Mei. So Mei has boss control, especially if you go either ult, Snowball or Ice Wall. Snowball might be really good, just because you can isolate the people that are being healed from the double support. They actually took, blue team committed the cardinal sin of taking double burst support, and you guys actually have double sustain damage. So you have opportunities to get kills, because when their heals are on cooldown, they don't have heals, right? It's not like you have a Malfurion or a Stukov or something where the heals can be passed around and then modified and changed. They effectively both have saves and they both have heals. W build Uther into Firestorm, so I'm guessing that he's actually going to go not the Divine Shield but the Stun. So you may have to watch out for it late game. So yeah, blue team is a mixture of Death Ball and All In. And you guys, I think, are All In as well. But yours is more, you have macro in your All In. And so when two teams are fighting All In versus All In, the team that has the in All In versus All In, it's usually the team that either can burst or the team that has more tools will win in mirror matchups. And so if you're able to isolate and get a kill, especially with Snowball or with Ice Wall, I think you guys will win this, because you're able to isolate and use those tools to help secure things. But we'll see. Yeah, I get a kill there. Well done. Yep. That was foolish of them to try and push. Going top is a good idea. Yep, you guys should get some damage on this keep. We shut it down. Yeah, there's not a lot that you can do top here. I'm glad Silver Spike came to help you. You might be able to win the point now that they're dead. Yep. You shouldn't rotate yourself up your Milkware, because if you die, it's bad. But this 2v2 is a little awkward. So you guys are going to win the point. You're able to help sustain them, right? That's the whole idea if they don't have a sustain healer. So now you can play for the objective. You're probably going to lose the bear. That's a decent stun. Okay, we got some percentage, and then Brightwing's going back. Perfect. Alright, well done. I like it. So again, your 4-man should beat their 3-man, as long as we don't get thrown into the building. Use that wave, clear them. That's a good one. Yep, that's a dead Rhaegar. Well done. Nice play, Gossamer. So, looks good. And then, if you have trait again, yep, this is a free keep. So, this is 100%, like, oh nice, we traded. It's not really great, but as I'm like, we're effectively trading in both lanes, right? It's kind of funny, but like they're winning top, you're winning bottom. It's kind of an awkward thing, but that's part of potentially why they've overcommitted to win top so hard that the 4-man bottom is just winning. So us having a percentage advantage, I think we're doing fine. I would highly recommend at this point that the 4-man and the solo lane switch lanes. So I don't know if you guys do this, but if you do switch lanes, oh, you're looking for the Zagara. Oh, you found the Uther. It's a good slow, and the Ice Wall's on point. Yep, that should be it. Oh, he put D-Shield. Okay, so they did D-Shield. Okay. Well, yeah, they use D-Shield, they use their stuff. You get free percentage. Good job switching lanes. Whoever made this call, well done. So, for anyone watching at home, you're like, Rock, why are you telling me to switch lanes? So the whole reason why you're switching lanes is that that's the safest lane for the solo laner to be in now that he has a building to retreat to. So if they want to continue to play, you know, 2v4 or whatever, you have a safe lane down there. Gossamer. Yeah, looks dangerous. Come on, hit. So they've got all their buttons. We need to retreat. So make sure we're together on that engage. Without ice wall, right? We didn't have our ice wall, so we probably don't want to fight there.
I won't give up.
Zagara's bottom, so they are split. Oh my gosh, Silver blunk away at the last second. That was quite remarkable. Ice wall hits. Here's a kill on maybe, yep. Oh no, that was Rexar that died. Oh no. Oh boy. Okay, so yeah, so like, you just gotta be careful when fighting into their double support that you have to be able to isolate and get that kill. If you're not able to burst and get the kill through the isolation, the double support will keep them back up. Even though this isn't like the perfect double support, you know, they will keep people up and be able to keep things going. So, you got halfway on the Zerg, that's still good. Obviously, they still have to answer your Zerg. Oh. How many of them are here? They only left Cigar to clear. Okay. This is going to be a little closer than I think they wanted it to be. So, if you have a chance to go for keep, you should take the keep. Like, this is one of those awkward things where the Zerg went in the weak lanes, right? Like, your strong lanes are strong and the weak lanes are weak. So, I do like that Melkor came back. I was going to say, I'm like, you don't want to lose your keep early on this map. So if you're able to make a call to come back up, and then now you have a chance for 4v5. So if you see it, where's the piggies? There's the piggies. So there's no Zagara. Well done, you got your burst. I think you can get more. Silence Arrow, Blink Heal, Tezdingo. Stun's gonna have to be perfect. I don't think we have enough. Oh, you might be able to get the Uther now. That's a good one. A Blue D shield. Okay. Right. So we defended our building. We got a kill. We're back in this game. I think we should be looking to continue to push our advantage. And we are strong when we are sieging, and we are strong when we're able to pull them apart. Anytime you can make the double support pull apart will be huge for your team. So, how can we do that? Oops, wrong button. So, I'm glad that we're back to checking bosses. Good, Melkor, well done. Just make sure you stay safe yourself. You know they're on one of these two camps here that they've been missing for too long. There it is. We're 13s, we're even back up. Again, we should play safe. Alright, Garrosh is showing bottom. We siege. Yes, 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 well done. Pop the trait, siege, siege, siege. We need, yep, good job. I was gonna say Gossamer needs to come down here and make sure they're not invading. We got to see them coming. Oh, well done. He has no unstop. The Maw, only one got hit. Looks like we're gonna be okay. So that was, what, 2 ults for 2 ults? So, yeah. We're still doing okay. Yeah, this is awkward. It's one of those things where, like, double support does best in 2-stage fights. So, okay, so they are running back down there. So if you can find a way to find an angle, right? We have Ice Wall in 10 seconds. That Cassie is overextended. That's a good boob. It may not be enough. Oh, nice damage. And then Ice Wall. Oh, just missed. Good try, Gossamer. I think you don't chase, just play for the objective here. You've got 5 seconds. If you can take the objective, you'll be able to catch up. So, as funny as it sounds, they are strongest when they are 5. When they are not 5, they are weak. So just being able to burst and kill any target is huge. So you see their bottom, that's fine. I think you just trade. Yep. Whoever made this call, well done. I agree. Trade, trade, trade. Okay, we do need someone to start watching this flank here. We don't know where Garrosh is. Oh. Alright. Well done. That was enough. Alright, good job. And then you guys switch points. That's okay. Don't force the fight. They're 5, you're 4. Melkor's bottom. Oh, Silver Spy with the jukes. Wait, check the bush. Okay, Melkor's on his way back up. Again, you don't want to fight 5v4. We're pushing for the point. I like this. I like prioritizing the point. Force them to come to you in the choke. You have all your ults up. You can make good plays. That's a good wombo opportunity. Can we kill the Garrosh? Looks looks like we weren't able to, but that's okay. We're still winning percentage, so you guys are doing great. I think you get this. I don't think they can stop you. You don't have to overextend too much. Like, obviously punish what's in front of you, but you want to make sure you maintain that percentage, right? Someone just took bottom, so this is your chance to fight 5v4. If they're overextended, they're currently not. Good use of your buttons there. Gossamer's back to full health. And at this point, we need to probably just retreat. I actually don't like that Garrosh took whirlwind here, but whatever. Might be just my opinion. Okay. We don't want to fight here. We want to get bottom back. Big jukes from silver. Okay, cool. We got that back. Right? Because their strength is being in the double support. And they want to be a death ball. They want to fight all together. So anytime you can, like, break them apart or make sure that they're not together is going to be in your favor. So 2 showing top, 3 showing top. So that means their whole team is top. Gosh, is there. Zagar is showing bottom. So if you take this fight, this is the one you want. Ice Wall just missed, but that's okay. See if we can focus down here on the Cassia. Well done. Right? This is one of the problems of also taking Uther and Rhaegar, is that they both have tiny arms. So, nice. Shut it down. Well done. Sweet. You guys are winning through the objective, which is something that, hypothetically, this Death Ball shouldn't be bad at. Right? Because the Death Ball should be able to out-sustain you and push you off the point. But for some reason, they just aren't fighting as a death ball enough, right? Like, you guys don't have that much more macro on them. Like, yes, they're missing a player, right? Like, but, you know, it's like their strength originally was they took a 2v1 and took a 3v4, and we traded keeps, or traded forts. But now that they, you know, it's like they're playing now as 4 and 1. And 4 and 1 is not as strong. Right? Like, they don't have as much threat with Uther and Rhaegar. They will out-sustain damage, but they don't have as many kill threats. So, alright, we have 100% Zerg versus their 33. Yes, I 100% agree. Let's push with this. So this is a tough one. I actually think Melkor should clear this first, because this armor rip might take your keep. I would have cleared this first, because this is going to die no matter what. Right? Like, if you lose the fort, you lose the fort. I wouldn't lose this keep. But, we'll see. Alright, we have 16s, so we have a chance to maybe... Look, we don't want to get thrown over. You see the Garrosh is looking for it. Way to slow it down, May. It's looking good. Right there, wave clear is pretty poor. They're looking for kills. Way to shut down the building. Are we switching on the Zagar? That Zagar is going to be stuck. Ooh. Alright, we got to keep. See what I mean? We traded keeps here. We traded a keep when we should have gotten a keep for free, and this fort died no matter what. So I really don't like that we did that. That's okay. So we got our keep. We're happy. So we get ready for the next thing. 17-17s. So camps should be up. We should be looking for some camps. Just be careful. Yeah, Silver got it. How does that make? They see you. Oh, Garrosh is here. Yeah, watch out on this camp invade. Melkor checks with the bear. Well done. Way to check the boss too. Okay, you can do the camp. I like the bear scout. Don't feel like you have to hold the same bush, Gossamer, as the bear. Like, obviously the bear will move away, but just be aware of what angles of attack and that we're not overdoing or double duting this little far silver without knowing where they are. Oh, there's Garrosh, right? If Garrosh came through here, that would have sucked. But Garrosh, oh my gosh, well done. Way to punish him. You isolated them out. Can you finish them? That's a good stun. Great damage. Oh my gosh, double support problems. You got them both. Well done. So this is the first team fight that I'm going to break down. All the rest of them have been just really well executed. This is something that, as your team progresses, even at a double support, so Garrosh should not be here by himself, right? I'm going to cheat and use everyone vision. There's literally no one here. So the fact that you guys turned and shredded Garrosh is a good communication and good focus fire. Look at Garrosh here. Garrosh literally, from the first stun to the second stun, he has 4 armor. right? Garrosh is supposed to be, when he's below X amount of health, supposed to get armor, right? Like his trait works, for every 2% missing health, he should have armor. So he should be having 25% armor, right? He's at 50% reduced health. Right? Gains 1 armor for every 2%. Yeah. So he should be at 25, 30 armor here. But he's at 4. Right? And so that's mainly because we took armor rip here on W. Right? And Dre Ninja, I think, took Q armor rip. Or did we not take Q armor rip? No, we didn't. But no, I really like this armor rip from... and then we took armor rip on Polymorph. Yeah. So between the two of those... right? Like, we're able to 100% remove the strength of Garrosh. Garrosh literally is a weak hero, and you get to see that here. So, obviously, as you guys play for all-in and picks types of stuff, to make sure that you take armor reduction, someone on your team takes armor reduction for that pick. But you guys did a ton of damage to Garrosh here, to where Divine Shield has to be used. So they've already used one of their 2 major tools to actually even try and maintain team fights. So, I don't know if you did that on purpose, Gossamer, but you actually interrupted Lightning Ball. Like, the Lightning Ball didn't go off because of your, like, slide to be able to get in range to hit this ice wall. So we hit the ice wall. And so you guys have a choice. I don't know if you're communicating in comms or if you had this Wombo combo set up. But anytime you isolate people, kind of similar to a Zeratul VP, you have to choose. Are we focusing on the people in the wall, or are we focusing on the people outside of the wall? Right? And since you caught 3, I agree we should be looking at the people in the wall. So this is perfectly timed. And so again, right, we've used now both of our heals, right? Uther used his Divine Shield, and Rexar has used his Ancestral Healing. And it's none of the targets that are currently in danger. And so because you isolated those tools out, they weren't able to use the saves correctly. And that nets you at least a double here. Well done. Okay. You got kills, right? You got 2 kills. They don't have a tank, and they're missing one of their supports. Push your advantage. So what's the advantage? What should you be doing? If Sylvanas has trait, I'm 100% game to push buildings. Ma is kind of useless. It's a good look. We're so close. If you would have put it just right here, Gossamer, you would have caught all 3 of them. Good job getting a building. Okay, again, so building's dead. What's next? You have 10 seconds. So the first thing that should be in your mind is, can we take boss, and who needs to cover homework? Because we've got this camp pushing, right? So if I were you guys, I think we just take what was free, clean the lanes up, and make sure we're ready for the objective. So if we're running all the way back here, Melkor, you should have TP'd home. Like, almost everybody should have TP'd home. You've wasted time, and you didn't get mana and resources by walking all the way here. So... looking good. Oops, I'm using everyone vision now. Sorry. Okay, so we do want to make sure we find them. Is it not focused on Gossamer's camera? There we go. Okay, I was going to say, hold on, we didn't check that bush. You guys have done an amazing job, Silver Spy and Gossamer, of layering when you do your heal and your ice block and everything. That has actually been really well done. I think every time I've seen it, it's worked out correctly. So, way to stay alive despite, you know, more or less getting thrown. So, you guys really don't want to take any fights. You're almost 20. You do need to check boss if they haven't shown in a while. Nope, they're right there. Okay. That's a little deep, Gossamer. You don't have your... yeah. So, let's just back up real quick. Okay. Okay, so you have a snowball. First off, you have a snowball. Use your snowball to check bushes, Gossamer, not your face. Mei isn't like Muradin, right? Muradin can leap away or pop Avatar, right? So you got thrown in. They threw all of their buttons on you. You have no survivability buttons left, right? You don't even have to fight this. You guys are just taking unnecessary damage. This doesn't do anything, right? Like, if your call is, so right now, Melkor should be calling out how long it's going to take him to clear this garbage, and you guys as 4 should be talking about which point do we want to play for, right? If we want to play for the top point, just leave that garbage there. Don't fight that. You saw Zagar is here now. Okay, so Silver Spy found Garrosh. So, like, really, Garrosh is the only threat on their team. If you see Garrosh, that's where they're going to fight. So we found Garrosh, and then Gossamer's running in. Like, I'm imagining on comms right now, people are like, oh, we need the point, we need the point. Look how close to 20 you are. You really want this 20 before this fight happens. You are so close to 20s. It's, like, stupid. If you can wait for 20s, half a second, 2 seconds, right? This changing over hands is not the end of the game. It only matters if it's 99. Fortunately, you have none of your heals, none of your buttons up at this point, and so we're going to get popped. Let's see, we are able to trade 1 for 1. That's quite surprising. What did Garrosh do here? I see you isolated out the Uther with the ice wall.
Much better.
Let's get back up here. Let's watch the Garrosh. Garrosh gets polymorphed. Yep, that's all it takes. Did the ice wall hit both of those healers? It looked like it hit both of them. That's pretty good. So, them being down a Garrosh is actually a lot more painful than you being down your Mei, just because you kind of have a pseudo-tank and Rexar. And you can see it right there. Oh my gosh, double ult used again. Okay, you guys have 20s. You guys have map control, right? So take the fights that make sense to you at this point. We're a little low, so let's make sure that we, take even fights or take advantage fights. We see 1 over here on the left. I do like that Rexar's coming down here. I don't like that you used your face, Melkor. Make sure you're microing this bear to take this point. Like, obviously, just be aware. They have vision of you. We didn't see that they were up here. We just would hate for you to die. Oh my gosh, you guys just blew up Zagara? What the heck happened there? What did you do, Jay? Zagara... Oh my gosh. Dang. That's W build Zul'jin for you. Oh my gosh. You got the twin Apex on the Zagara and just deleted. That kill there. Oh no. Did you have Tezdingo? Why didn't you pop Tezdingo? I don't think you meant to push this button. You just, like, hurt yourself on purpose, and you accidentally get killed by Zagara crap. Yeah. I don't know. I think you accidentally hit that button there. That's unfortunate. Okay, well, 1 for 1. Garrosh is up. Silver keeps checking, which obviously we can do because, Zagara can blink back out, but... Okay, Rooting Piggies is out. I like this. Who's the target? Right? Look at your positioning. Look at your DPS. The Rooting Piggies, in my opinion, means that Anaressa needs to die here. If you can kill this Cassia. You got a little split there, but you guys played for the objective. Whether you knew it or not, you guys won the objective, and that's pretty important. It's a little overkill on the silence there. They're not really dead, right? Like, you push them back. This actually might be danger. Yep. Melkor has... Nope. Did Melkor not take Ice Block this time? Nope, he took the other one. Right. So, we obviously were winning the objective. I think the objective just wins by itself here. But just think about what are you doing and how greedy and what positions and tools. Because if you look back at this point here, when we push them off, right, so we got split on our... Okay, So when we start this fight here, okay, we are split on our focus, right? Obviously, Sylvanas doesn't have a choice. If Sylvanas pushes Q, it's going to hit the closest target, right? That's not really something that you can control. And so then Silver Spy, of course, is polymorphing the Garrosh because it's the closest target, right? So now we have this weird catch-22, again, of are we trying to kill the people in the ice wall? Or are we trying to kill the people outside the ice wall? And so it looks like Gossamer finishes his combo, which is good, right? You need to do your combo. That's how you become effective. So Gossamer does his combo, and I see Garrosh is super low, but then he lives because of the Q on shields on Q. So once again, I think that's overkill. Like that's being, what is your damage on this? 500 damage. You'd have to hit it perfectly on him, and he already has armor reduction. So save your silence to shut down a support or something. That's a greedy snipe up to attempt. So, okay. So right here. Sorry. Right here. Somebody called this camp. Right? So Gossamer says, can we take this camp? Okay. You guys, if you win the objective, you win the game at this point. They are down Zagara for 5 seconds. Right? If you want this camp, Bear needs to be here. I'd say Gossamer, but no, I don't want Gossamer there, because Gossamer, if he's here, he could get thrown into the towers and die. Bear needs to be here ASAP. Right? I like the idea of once we get this, let's take this. Or, hey, they might be on this since they're not on this, right? We're communicating. I like the pings. I like what's there. But the bear needs to be not up here in this bush. Okay. You saw someone down here, Melkor, right? Like, you can't be this far down. If Silver thinks danger, they're right here, then all the DPS should literally be right here. Right? Like, you should not be near this bush, and you should not be near this bush for engagement. We never checked this bush, so Gossamer got, or Garrosh got his free toss on the one character that probably can't live. Oh my gosh, Silver and then almost died to the bouncing ball. Okay, well, I'm pretty sure GG. I think your Zerg is just too strong, but we'll speed through it. We'll see. Watch out, Gossamer. It applies to only you and Joanna. If you blind Banelings, they do more damage. It is a known bug. So be careful if you're using your Snowblind on the Zerg, because for whatever reason they do more damage. It does not work. So don't blind the Zerg. So, like I said, I think your Zerg is just too strong. Their wave clear is pretty poor. So you get here. So as a team, make sure you're making the call. Are we going core, or are we looking for kills? At this point, I'm hopefully someone on the team is calling core. Right? Because you don't need kills. You just need to hit the building. So I like that everyone's hit the building. This is a good walling ice wall. Right? Silver Sprite. So Silver's the only one hitting the building. I know you guys are weak, but like, hit the building. Alright. Well played. So as funny as it sounds, you guys went even in the laning phase, which was key to getting level 10. And then post first Zerg, blue team stopped doing what they were good at. Like, blue team is good at fighting as 5 and pushing you off things and doing things together as a group. And for whatever reason, they stopped doing that. Right? Like, they were winning their early game because they were going 2 versus 1. And as soon as they moved the Uther into the 4-man, if Garrosh didn't get the kill, they couldn't do anything. And so between Gossamer and Silver being able to create the distance, polymorph, slow, they just weren't as effective. So I think this game is a huge win for you guys. I think it mainly comes down from draft and good shot calling decisions, because you guys were able to prioritize winning the objective. And in my opinion, if they would have drafted a support a second support that sustains instead of 2 burst supports, you may have had a little bit more difficulty. But I think I don't know how early May was picked in this draft, but being able to isolate out double support can be huge, because whether it be like um, creating opportunities for kills, capturing both of the supports and killing the Garrosh, right? Like, I don't know how many times Garrosh, normally can walk up and throw and do things, but Garrosh, if Garrosh got too far forward between the minus armor on the polymorph and the minus armor on Sylvanas, like Garrosh was melting. So let's take a quick look at talents and stats. Let's do the stats first. So yeah, you guys pretty much were just punishing Garrosh all game. So well done. Talents wise, stacking dagger makes sense. I don't know if someone told you in draft that that you needed this, but I really like it. So into double support, since things don't die very easily, you can go actually stacking 1 daggers. But I really love Overwhelming Affliction into Garrosh. It's percentage health at level 1, and it slows him. And that's the number 1 thing Garrosh hates is slows. So I love this. More wave clear is great. CDR, you're going to be hitting Garrosh a ton, or someone else a ton. Minus armor is perfect. Movement speed. Maybe you don't feel comfortable yet, Alien, taking the pushing another button. But I think I would have taken. I think there's the Will of the Forsaken here. If you don't feel comfortable having another button, no harm, no foul. Just this one here is the one that I would have taken because they have so many stuns. So Will of the Forsaken makes it to where you become unstoppable on your own terms. So, and then 20. Yeah, I think either Bolt or Withering, whatever one you feel like. I like Bolt just because it can get me out of dodge, or I can make plays with it. But I think Withering makes sense here. Again, the extra button tax, as well as Withering Fire applying your curse, means it's that much easier to blow up Garrosh when he's out of position. So, Rexart things, minions, Hungry Bear into 2. Is that the best one there? Let's see. Oh yeah, you're dead. That's why I didn't show up. Let's see. Physical armor. Is it charges or is it last? Every 6 seconds. Gain charges. No, charges wouldn't be good. No. You aren't getting those. Yep. I think Hungry Bear is correct, because you will never ever get the globes with what they were doing. I like the range here. I actually really like the range, and the mana return helps you sustain into the 2. Yep, yep. Yep, you become a little mini Jimmy. So here, I would have taken one of the other 2. Just because you were never in danger as Rexar into this composition unless you get thrown, right? So if you get thrown, you can feign death, and your team can then either reposition or decide to help you, right? Because the one time that you got thrown here at the end, which obviously you got thrown because we were out of position, not necessarily that, we did anything amazing. But like if you get thrown and you can push feign death, then you won't die. But I also understand it's an extra button tax, so if that's not an extra button you're used to pushing, I agree with that. I think Brightwing looked good. Critical missed. Yep, yep, yep. More healing. You probably don't need spell armor, so that's fine. I 100% agree with Criterize. This talent here may have just won you the game. Speed Dragon's pretty cool. I do think the bigger Zs or quicker Zs are super underrated. I don't know Zul'jin very well, but the W Zul'jin seem to work pretty good. And then May things. Spell armor. Did you need spell armor? Let's see. Oh, I think it's just good enough for the reduction on cryo freeze by 10 seconds. Because you're not going to be using this icing thing, right? Like, you might get this just because you were doing a really good job of dropping your blizzards and then icing, and so you get the cooldown on icing again. But I agree that you probably needed this just to live. Just if you get thrown, you want to live. I do like that you did the movement speed and physical armor. This will help you gap close against the Garrosh. I think that's great. You did a great job on your ice walls. Blizzard's cooldown. Take a look at this one there, Gossamer, when you get a chance. I like this talent. I don't know how often you were standing in your own Blizzard. This kind of like forces you to be in it, to Blizzard again, versus this one here, right? Like, most of the time when you're in danger and you're getting thrown, you don't have cooldowns, right? That's why you got thrown, is because you don't have cooldowns. This gets your cooldowns back, and you just flat out get a 20% slow. So, like, a 20% slow means that Garrosh might not be able to reach you, or that Uther may not be able to reach. So, I think these are both good, but just make sure if you take this talent that you're actually using it. I 100% agree with Black Ice. Super good. More damage, as well as being able to actually effectively root, right? Because I think when you do this, you have like a 80% root. Yeah, the 80% slow you, so you effectively have a root now. So that's huge. And then I agree with Shatter. Reducing armor is amazing. So, well, great game, guys. Cool first win. I think, like I said, just play to your strengths. And for them, you were able to isolate and abuse the fact that their double support had tiny arms and were double burst. And so you're still able to burst through Garrosh, who normally relies on his armor. You know, he had none. So, well played. I'll catch you on the next one.